This is Sydney Benier from Aduda Book Creator. In this video, I'll demonstrate how to use our new Mandala Creator Tool. To get to the tool, click on Activity Books, Mandala Tool. The first thing you want to do is set your trim size. We have all the KDP trim sizes available. I'm going to stay with 5x8. The number of pages input is used to set the gutter margin. So if you have an idea of how many pages are going to be in the book you're going to put this design into, you'll want to set that number. Next, you want to pick out how many rotations that you're going to have for this design. You'll notice as you change the number of rotations, the little purple pie slice changes. That's the area you're going to have available to put elements for your design. You can create a standard coloring page by selecting one rotation and then combining images together to create your coloring page. If you select two rotations, everything you put in the purple rectangle is going to be mirrored onto the opposite side of the page. When you select numbers higher than 2, it will take your design and it's going to rotate it all the way around the number of times you specified. First, I'm going to create a design that's going to have 16 rotations. You can pick from any of the shapes that we have there on the left, or you can drag and drop your own PNG files or SVG files. You can zoom in and out to get a better view of the design you're creating by using the scroll on your mouse. And if you do an Alt mouse click, it'll allow you to pan your design around in the rectangle. If you want to add one of the shapes that are there on the left, you just click on the shape and it'll show up in the canvas, and then you can resize it however you want and you can drag it and put it where you want it. There's controls on the bottom that will allow you to delete the image. You can duplicate the image, center it vertically, center it horizontally, flip horizontally, or flip vertically. I'm going to use the duplicate to take this one image and copy it over and over again and reduce the size to create my design. I'll add one more graphic for the bottom, and then I'm going to click on Download PDF to get my design. The more rotations that you have, the longer it's going to take to create your design. So just be a little bit patient, and then eventually it will pop up. And here's the design that was created from the images that we put in our pie slice. One of the other things that you can do is add text elements into your design. There you can go and download outline type fonts from Google Fonts. There's other places online you can also find them that are just be perfect for these types of coloring pages. Any of the fonts that you've added to your account are available in this tool. You'll be able to select the font for any of your text elements. You can set the font size, you can move them around, you can rotate them, and you can also duplicate them. I'm going to add several words, and then I'm going to add in some shapes, and then I'm going to download it and see what it looks like. I don't really like the blank space between hope and peace, so I'm going to go back and add an additional shape there. So the shape that I put in on the one side, I'm going to add a star, and I'm going to have it go over the line. But it'll be okay because I have a blank space on the other side that I'm leaving empty over by the piece. So let's download that and see what that looks like. I still have a sort of a blank space in between the different peace signs there, so I think I'm going to add another word and then see what that looks like. Again, I'm going to place the word on the line, knowing that I have additional space on the other side, so I'm not going to collide with anything. And here's what the final design looks like. If you wanted to, you could click on Save to your files and save that to your files to use later in one of the other tools instead of downloading the PDF. Now I'm going to give you an example of a 2-rotation mirrored type design. To create this design, I'm going to be dragging and dropping some SVG images onto my canvas and resizing and moving them around so I get just the way I want it. I think I need something else in the middle, so I'm going to add another tree in the middle of the design. I'm going to use my center horizontally tool to make sure it's exactly in the center so that when it's mirrored, it's not going to look weird because this is a symmetrical image, so it will work out mirroring it. And here's what the final design looks like. Next, I'm going to show you how to combine images to create a non-rotated standard coloring page. When you select one rotation, you'll get a rectangle that outlines the safe area using the gutter margins based on the number of pages that you put at the top, so you know exactly how much space you have available to put your design into. Once you have the design the way you want it, you can click on either Download PDF to download it to your computer, or you can save it to your files to use in one of our other tools later. The maximum number of rotations that you can do is 30. If you put a number bigger than that, you're going to get an error message and it's going to put it back down to 30. So let's do a design with 30 rotations. I'm going to start off using the same shape, a diamond, and I'm going to copy it and reduce it in size and put it all the way down my little pie slice. And here's what that looks like. There's a lot of space in between the diamonds, so I'm going to add another shape. I'm going to take the little starburst and I'm going to do sort of the same thing I did with the diamonds. I'm going to duplicate it over and over again, reducing the size as I go down in my pie slice. To finish the design off, I'm going to add another starburst at the very bottom of the design. Here's what that looks like. I like it a lot, except there's a lot of space at the top between those diamonds, so I think I just want to add one more thing there to finish off my design. I'm going to use the same starburst, but I'm going to take it and I'm going to make it a little bit flatter and wider. I need to do this to make sure that the top of the design does not go outside of that purple area there at the top, otherwise it's going to end up outside of the gutter margin. And here's what that final design looks like. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to add a title to your design. I'm going to make a little Christmas design. I'm going to drag and drop a couple of different graphics that I have. And then I'm going to add a circle that I'm going to put in the very center. I'm going to center it horizontally and center it vertically. That way I know it's dead center, so when it's rotated, you'll just get a circle in the middle. Then I'm going to add my title. I'm going to type in Merry Christmas. And I can set whatever font I want from any font I've uploaded or the standard fonts that we have. And you can also set the size you want for the font. And then when you get it just the way you want it, you can download your design. And here's what the finished design looks like. If you have any questions about how to use this tool, please ask them below or ask them in our Facebook group.